Hello, it's Mark from Cars and Cameras, and today we're going to look back at what it's like owning the Mac Studio for 1 week. And let me tell you what I threw at it. The first thing I did is I threw 8K footage at it. I wanted to see what it would do with the Canon R5. And I started with the hardest codecs, and it was no problem at all. It worked great. Now, it's true, the Mac Mini can do a lot of the same things that this computer can do, but the Mac Studio can do them faster and more efficiently. A little bit later on, I'll show you some 4K 120p footage, and that footage was really hard for the Mac Mini M1 to get through. But with this new Mac Studio, it had no problem working on that footage whatsoever. It just breezed right through it. As we look at this example here, we are editing in real time as the clip is playing, and I'm going ahead and I'm nudging this clip back to get rid of the parts that I don't want and continuing to play the clip. The M1 Mac Mini would struggle with this. While it would get the job done, it would take a lot longer. Well, the next footage we're going to look at is 4K 120p footage. Now, this footage was slowed down in camera. We are also viewing the clip in better quality in the timeline. And you can see it's working great. It's not dropping any frames. It's playing it back beautifully. Now on the M1 Mac Mini, doing this, it would drop a few frames here and there, but it would get the job done. It's just going to take you longer. Another thing to keep in mind is the export times on the Mac Mini will be significantly longer. On the Mac Studio, you have 2 Usbc ports and an SD XDC card slot. On the front of the Mac Mini, you have nothing. Now on the back of the machines, you have 2 USB-A ports and a headphone jack on the Mac Mini and an HDMI jack, and you have 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports and an Ethernet. I have found that the connections on the Mac Mini are just not enough. I'm constantly unplugging and plugging things in. On the back of the Mac Studio, you have your headphone jack, your HDMI jack, 2 USB-A ports, your Ethernet, and you have 4 Thunderbolt connections. We have 2 machines with a varying degree in price differences that we talked about earlier. If you are editing 4K footage, 24p, 30p, I think you're going to be fine with the Mac Mini M1. But I think if you're doing more advanced things like doing 8K, you have a Canon R5 or maybe a Sony A1 or maybe a new future 8K camera, it might be something to consider getting this Mac Studio and maybe getting the base model. But there's one thing I would do if you did get the computer that I didn't do when I got mine. And that is I would upgrade the storage space. For the extra $200 to get double the storage space, I would go ahead and make that upgrade. Now, as far as the RAM is concerned, I think it's fine. 32 gigabytes of RAM is fine. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my quick take on looking at the Mac Studio after 1 week. And if you enjoy what you see here, be sure to give a thumbs up and like, share, and subscribe. And have a wonderful day. Thank you. Thank you to Huang for the 4K 120p footage. A link to his Facebook will be in the description.